What's going on, everybody? My name's Danny, and today the new Alcatraz game mode has arrived in Blackout. Now, I'm not really a Blackout person. I don't necessarily enjoy that game mode. And I feel like the Alcatraz mode is a step down. I don't hate the map. I actually like the Alcatraz map better than the normal Blackout map. Unfortunately, it is quads only, so I can't play it solo. And I don't really know if it would mesh well solos, but that can happen, whatever. But also, the map is restricted to the down but not out game type, which I wasn't around when down but not out was released initially. And by that I mean just like I wasn't playing Blackout. I was obviously playing Blackouts at the time. I've had the game since launch, but I didn't care about Blackout, and down but not out was not a good enough reason for me to jump in with 3 randoms and play the game mode. And I feel like it's exactly the same in Alcatraz. Alcatraz itself isn't anything spectacular. It's the zombies map, but a little bigger, pretty much. And by a little bigger, I mean a lot bigger. They added a lot of peripheral areas to make the map bigger. And it supports 40 people, but I feel like even with the lower count to 40, it's not enough room. And there's not enough drops. Not enough, like, loot spawns. And that doubles down with down but not out. Now, Blackout is not a respawn BR. Apex is the new hot BR right now, and that has a very popular respawn mechanic. And Blackout's respawn is like 10 times below that, because Blackout is much faster time to kill, so getting respawned doesn't really do anything except make you stay in the game longer. While I do support BRs having respawn mechanics, it's gotta be like Apex's. There's gotta be respawn stations. You gotta go to this location to respawn somebody. And not only is that just not a thing in Blackout during the down but not out, but it also wouldn't even work that way on Alcatraz because of how small the map is. If it was normal Blackout with the whole big map, and you had respawn stations, that'd be cool. But just the way this works, it's terrible. Also because on Alcatraz, you don't have a dropship. You literally just get sent through a portal onto the map. And I don't remember if you can see where the portal's gonna be before you start the game. But I know that at least once when I was playing this for like an hour or two, my team wanted to land in one area, and it seemed fine, but then the portal was right in front of it, facing the other direction. So we really needed to just drop straight down and try our best to turn, and we just couldn't make it. The portals are a bad feature, because you can't coordinate where you want to go beforehand. Again, if you can see where the portal is at the beginning, then that's totally just wrong, but I didn't notice it, at least. And then once you actually get into the game mode, there's not a lot of loot anywhere. It feels very scarce, very spread out. I found more paint cans than guns a couple rounds. It's complicated, but there's some really cool features about it. There are wall buys that you don't need to actually spend anything on, but in Richtofen's lab, there is a guaranteed wall buy there, I believe, because the 2 times I've been there, there's been wall buys. And the first time, it was an MP40, and the second time, it was a KN. And then just running around the map a couple times, I've seen a couple other. I found the Zweihander in one. I found the SG-12 in one. So they're randomized weapons that are just there, pretty much. So it's just another loot spawn, but that doesn't really help anything. The coolest part about the map I've seen so far was that the Blundergat was added to the box. But you gotta open the box. Care packages drop like normal in the same intervals, I believe. In fact, during this gameplay, a bit later on, I actually unlocked Menendez. I didn't find the care package, but during a whole big crazy thing, I had found a body bag that had the locket in it, and then in a body bag close by I found a shotgun, and I was able to unlock Menendez, which was good for me because previously I had had a run-in where I should have unlocked him, but didn't. I walked into the hedge maze in quads. I walked into the hedge maze at Asylum and killed 3 people with my shotgun and didn't get it. So, man. But it's really cool that these kids can still get character unlocks in this. You can still do everything you could normally do in normal Blackout, but just on Alcatraz, aside from obviously like the location-based character unlocks like Woods and Reznov. But it's really like the map itself I like. Alcatraz is really cool. It feels fresh and new, but what doesn't feel good is having to respawn on the roof every time because that's where the portal puts you. And when you respawn in this game mode, you don't start with nothing. They want to give you some pity. So you start with a pistol. You start with a Strife with fast mags and a reflex sight, 5 meds, and a bit of ammo. That's all you start with. So if you spawn you on the roof every time, there's people literally on the roof just farming kill after kill after kill, and you really can't do anything about it because it's quads. And if you're respawning alone because you're the only one that died with your team, and the portal just decides that they want to spawn you on the other side of the map on top of the prison, well, you just gotta land on the prison in front of a team of 4. So the redeploy sucks. The deploy in general, not great. If it was not down but not out, I feel like I'd enjoy it a little bit. But just because it's down but not out, I really dislike it. Like, I'd rather just die and have to restart the game than having to respawn to die, to respawn to die, to respawn to die, to respawn to die. Because that's what it felt like. At the end of this game, I do make it top 2 because of the respawn mechanic. I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't have gotten Menendez and I would not have gotten top 2 if it wasn't for the respawn mechanic. But it felt really bad the entire time until I got Menendez. Like, I'm not playing my audio here, but I was just complaining this entire game because of how bad it felt, because of how uncomfortable it felt. That's really what it was. It felt uncomfortable to play. And I saw people with purifiers. I saw people with the, don't remember what it's called, Outrider's Bow. And they were doing well, but it didn't really matter because there were just people on top of the prison sniping me cross-map with outlaws. Because that's a thing that can happen. And then if there's just like a full team at the end, you're screwed. Because if you don't kill all 4 people at once, the 3 of them will respawn. Which ended up happening. And at the end of this footage, when we're like all stuck in one house just fighting each other over and over and over, it's not like 5 different teams showed up. It's the same 3 teams just duking it out constantly. And it felt pretty bad. There was so many loot boxes everywhere. And well, not loot boxes, death boxes, that I didn't even know what to look in because I needed armor of any sort. Because I didn't have any, I believe. And all I found was Strife, 5 meds, reflex sight, fast mags, ammo. In all of them. I think some of them had like a Hades or a VKM or something, but like most of them only had the generic what you drop in with stuff. Because people just were spawning above the house because it was the last circle. They were just respawning above the house and dropping onto the house. And I did that too, because that's all I could do. I needed to spawn with my team because I'm not winning this on my own. And then I ended up being the last person alive. It was very uncomfortable to play around. But overall, that's what I think about the new map. I give it like a 2 out of 10, honestly. Not the map, the game mode. The map I like more than the actual Blackout map. I don't remember if I said that. But the game mode itself, because of Down But Not Out, it's really not even worth putting in the game for. And that's my genuine opinion. Thank you guys very much for watching. My name's Danny. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you stick around for the next video.
Circle collapse imminent. Get to safety.